Good morning, good morning, good morning. Come on in. It's time for the Own Your Now show, where it's not about me, it's all about you. And today is Thursday. Tell me something good Thursday. And man, do we have some powerful women to talk to you today. So everybody come on in and let me know what is in your cup. Let me see. Can you all see? Do what you love. That's what's in my cup. Because I'm doing what I love every day and I'm owning my now. So everybody come on in and let me know. How are you owning your now? Good morning. Is your cup full or what? Good morning, Gina. I see you. Good morning, Leah. Let me tell you guys. So today I found an awesome song for us to wake up to and own our now. And today's song is India R. Reed's Beautiful Day. So everybody come on in, share with each other as we get ready for the Own Your Now show. We have the amazing Stacy Lyles, Tina Grimes. Let me tell y'all something. We got some powerhouse women today. So come on in. Woo! I see you all. Good morning, owners. Good morning, yo. Time for us to do our stretches. Everybody, let's do our circles. Circle. Woo. Deep breaths. First, open up your eyes. Shoulders. Woo. Where are we coming from? I see you, Leslie. Good morning. It is early, isn't it? Forward. Good morning, Maylene. It's an absolutely beautiful day. Laura, good morning. Where have you been? Let's do our stretches. Woo! I see everybody. Come on. Hold your arms out straight. Cross them over. Fold them in. Bring them into your heart and center yourself. It is On Your Now Thursday. Tell me something good. And wow, do we have some amazing guests for you. And you do want to hear what they're talking about. We got Stacy Lyles. We got Tina Grimes. Oh my gosh, I'm just ready to sip, sip, sip. Woo. It's early in the morning and we are here. It's the start of a new day. New hopes and new dreams. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Vanessa. Good morning, Alicia. Yes, ladies, we have so much to talk about today. Today is On Your Now. Tell me something good Thursday. And when I tell you, tell me something good, I always want to make sure that we have something good to talk about. And today we're going to talk about our students. We're going to talk about our community, how we connect with each other, and what that looks like from both sides of the perspective. So I want to bring on the first person that is coming on today. Her name is Stacy Lyles. Let me tell you something. Stacy Lyles is a school counselor. She has been a school counselor for over 16 years. She works with middle school kids. You guys, if any of you all have went to middle school, I went like kindergarten through 8th grade, but she was middle school. She's been middle school. That is the toughest, I think. I think that's the toughest uh, uh, grade level that you work with. And I tell you why, but I want her to tell you why. So I want to bring her in and let you all see who this beautiful woman is. Everybody say good morning to Stacy. Good morning, Stacy.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
I am doing amazing. I'm so glad that you said yes, Miss Stacy Lyles. Tell us before we get started and jumping in of how impactful it is to work with our children. It's so impactful for you to take care of yourself first. So tell us what is in your cup and how are you owning it?
Decaf coffee this morning.
Decaf, okay.
Decaf. No sugar, but
no sugar. Hold it up. What is? Let me see. I want to see close up. Laugh.
And then on the inside it says it's healthy.
It's healthy. Let me
laugh.
tell you something about laughing and how important that is. When I was growing up, my mom used to always, everything was so serious, so serious. And so she made me feel like I always had to be really, really responsible. And, you know, you deal with kids like that all the time, that's the perspective because that's the home you come from. And so I used to wonder, like, what was it like to just laugh out loud? Because I never did laugh out loud. Everything was very serious. We had to make sure we took care of business and all of that. So, being that you're a school counselor, of course, you're a wife, you have so many different hats, daughter, all of these different hats that you wear. How important is it for us to connect with our kids? Because you've been doing this for over 16 years, and thank you for it.
Right. So it's crucial. I was looking at, first of all, let me say, Tracie, thank you very much for asking me to be on the show. I am humbled.
Thanking you for saying yes. Thank you.
I feel like it's the St. Louis connection that you have.
Oh,
You know, it's powerful how you evolved during this quarantine time, but still wanted to reach people and have your gift out there, even though you were stuck in the house. So I've been with you since day one, and I've watched it evolve, and it's really amazing to watch and to be a part of. And so I just want to say thank you so much for what you do.
thank you. Thank you.
I was watching something on YouTube yesterday. It was an interview that Michelle Obama and Oprah had. And Michelle Obama said, I want them, meaning the children, to hear me see them. How powerful is that?
Wow. Repeat that so they get it.
I want them, meaning the children,
Yes.
to hear me see them.
Hear me see them.
Okay, so in school, I believe the most important, and we talk about this in school in our professional development, is how important relationship is.
Yes.
Okay. What comes from the heart speaks to the heart. We know that. There's another quote that I love. Students don't care how much you know until they know how much you care.
Until they know how much you care. You know that you are a true counselor because these are the words that our children need to hear. Oftentimes, I tell people, if you don't remember your kindergarten teacher, she sucked because kindergarten teachers are so important. But you're a school counselor. You're like the nurse. You know, they say what goes on the house stays in the house, but the children will bring it to you. And when they bring it to you, they need you to see them. They need you to hear them. I often say the love principle: listen, observe, validate, and empower them. And I know that you know what that looks like. Tell me, during this time, I know this has been, it's not like the traditional spring summer break we've experienced. It was, of course, during this pandemic. How were you able to connect with your kids while you've been off? Because, you know, growing up, we thought that the school counselor, the teachers, the principal, they lived at school. They didn't have a home. How are you connecting with our babies?
Well, they have my phone number.
Wow.
The district gives us a phone. They have the phone number. And our children are much more savvy than we are technologically.
Mm-hmm.
And so, you know, we have been able to video chat on Google Meet, Zoom, all during this time. So my students get to see the inside of my house. Some mornings, see my hair up in a bun. I become even more real to them.
Yes.
We share, we play games, we do scavenger hunts, we play bingo,
That's
we talk
important.
about homework, we gather together still in a space, even though it's virtual. You know, you were talking about the teachers that you remember. I remember a third grade teacher, and the reason why I remember her is because of a bad feeling that I had. She was mean to me one time.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd done something. I was a precocious little girl. I talked all the time. But I remembered how she made me feel.
Yes.
And that's all I know is that feeling. So it's crucial for us to be aware of how we are showing up in our kids' lives, our own children that we work with, maybe at our church, anywhere.
Yes.
The youth are obviously looking at us for that. And one more thing, technology and cell phones has become so pervasive in their lives.
Yes.
There is nothing that's hidden or sacred anymore. When I was growing up, if you snuck in and listened to a Richard Pryor album, you were doing good. But
Right. And I've done that before. I remember doing that. It's interesting that you say this because a couple of things. Number one, I remember the good teachers and the bad teachers. We all do. The words that they say stick. And, you know, we grow up with sticks and stones will break your bones, but words will never hurt. And we know that they do stick. And so the fact that we all remember those teachers, it's crazy. But you said something about you've been playing games with the kids. They get to see you outside of the school building and see that you are authentic, you're real, you're transparent. The other thing about it is the resiliency of our children. They are adapting to change and they will continue to adapt to change. I think some of it is the adults and the parents. We're like, oh my gosh, I'm not used to this Zoom thing. I don't want people to see me. Oh, you know, but these kids are used to that. And are you seeing them adapting a little faster than some of the adults? What are you seeing?
Absolutely. And I wrote something down. I said, I was thinking about that the other day because all of the things that are going on right now, and I mean with the George Floyd incident, yes. COVID, I know my kids, and just like with the Michael Brown situation, they have opinions.
They do.
Those opinions be known, and they feel that they have a right to those opinions. And so we cannot be quote unquote fake with them. They will see right through that.
Can't be fake.
We have to be real with them. And I suspect that they will step up to this new challenge, this new normal in a way that we don't even expect.
Yeah. You know, it's interesting you say that. You know, we talk, everybody, the new hashtags are coming out. Silence is violence. But it is also, you know, back in the day, it was children are to be seen and not heard. Today, we need to listen to our children. We need to allow them to express
better.
We cannot bring our children back to school and not talk about the things that have happened in society, because they're talking about it in their homes. They're talking about it amongst themselves. So they need a safe space. And so, you know, I focus on social emotional learning, and I know that school districts have a lot of different perspectives on what they need to put in during the day. How do you feel about social emotional learning and how important that is? Because we know trauma is real and you deal with a vulnerable population. Your school district is a huge district, covers the whole, most of St. Louis County.
North County. Yes, don't forget North.
So how do you handle that trauma?
Yeah, so we are, it's a new initiative, past couple of years, trauma-informed schools, and our school district has been fabulous with training teachers and training staff and making sure that we are equipped to, to tackle the challenges that come our way every day. Adults don't even realize sometimes the trauma that they've experienced. Personally, I feel if a person grows up in a home where there are racist conversations at the dinner table, and I believe that's a form of trauma to that person, even though they may not recognize that. So you're already, you have this preconceived idea of others, and now these are your students. So, we have to change the mindset. We have to teach, and teachers are open. We are open. And that goes for Black, white, all of us. There's colorists. Yes. I mean, it's not just because an adult and this is a child that these things don't happen.
Robert Payne said safe and courageous conversations and how important that is for everyone. It's so interesting that you say this because we forget that as adults, the teachers, we've dealt with trauma as well. And that comes out in our perspectives. And we just did a 2-week academy with girls, and the girls were from districts all over. And a lot of the girls unfortunately said that a lot of the teachers and the educators did not look like them. So it is so important to see when there's someone that looks like you, but even if they don't, to bring in culturally relevant materials and be able to expose them to what this looks like. You talk about mentoring as well, and the exposure to taking kids outside of the community and teaching them what it looks like to see other people and what diversity looks like. Can you speak to that a little bit more for me?
Absolutely. So, I'm always reaching out. You've been in our schools, amazing sister keeper.
Thank you.
It just amazing. And so that's an extremely important piece. Students, they want to see other people take an interest in them.
Yeah.
Not just their teacher, not just people they know who are getting paid to be there with them, but folks who come in from the community and give them a different perspective and tell them this is how it really is, guys, and can, relate to them. I was your age and I did this. And believe me, when you get out, this is what that's going to look like. I love to have former Hazelwood students come and talk to current students. One more thing, I find it very necessary to be authentic with my kids, because if I'm not authentic with them, I can't expect them to trust me, because then I'm not trustworthy. And I'm sorry, when I make a mistake, I have to own that.
Yes,
I'm sorry to a child. That's everything.
It's interesting that you say that, because a lot of times parents say, do as I say and not as I do. Robert says, do you think that growing up, we are more sheltered than today's kids, that we were more sheltered? Because I know that our parents protected us a lot more. I think so. What do you think?
No, absolutely. The same issues are occurring. Don't get me wrong.
Yes.
Domestic violence, abuse, all of those things happened back then that happen now. It's just that now the students have this open forum. The rap music is much more explicit. TV shows are much more explicit.
More out in the open.
Internet, it's everywhere. So they walk through our doors and they're like, this happened to me and that happened to me and this, and you have to be like, okay.
Got it. Tony says, because we are all human, we have to model the behavior we expect as much as possible. And, that's something that every school that I go into, I look for the consistency, because we know that our kids need consistency. I want to, because I know we want to get to Tina, because Tina's amazing as well. And we can talk about this. You can tell you're passionate about it. We all are. So we've got to have you back on again, and we will. This is what I wanted to know. In dealing with the trauma and understanding that kids, they look at us and they expect us to be models of what it looks like to go through this pandemic and grow through this. How are you taking care of yourself? And I know we're going to go on to Tina, but tell me also, and what is your affirmation word? How are you owning your now? But how are you taking care of yourself? I know I talked to you last week. I think you guys went and rode bikes. But what type of self-care things are you doing as a counselor? Because compassion fatigue is real. We've all experienced it, and you've got to be able to take care of yourself, because we don't know what this new tomorrow is going to look like.
Oh, I have a few things. I walk now. My subdivision, the 2.6 miles, and it's amazing. I can listen to gospel music. I can listen to the Bible on tape. I can listen to CNN and MSNBC. I can talk to someone, or I can just be peaceful. I also am unfortunately a Netflix junkie. Yes, but
oh my gosh,
that's my happy space too.
Right now they're winning. They're a good company, so that's a good thing.
I have a husband who rides a bike like an unbelievable addiction. So sometimes I ride, but I spend time with him. My mother, my daughter, my sister, my husband are my priorities. So I have to make sure that in the morning, I try to stretch and do some yoga stretches and
yes,
I try.
I think that that's really important that we show our kids what it looks like. I hope that schools do bring in more social emotional learning and understanding that trauma is real, and our kids are going to need some mindfulness techniques. They're going to need to be able to connect and understand the value of what this looks like. I thank you so much for being a part of Own Your Now. Tell me that word. Tell me your word that you're going to allow us to take with us today as we get ready to bring Tina in.
Affirm.
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 Affirm. Affirm. Tell me about affirm.
Um, Affirming our students,
Yes. Yes.
letting them know that they're enough already.
Yes.
They're enough
Yes.
already, and that we see them.
Thank you.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you. Thank you, Stacy.
Thank
I
you.
see you. I can't wait to connect with you, giving you cyber hugs,
Mm,
virtual kisses. I'll see
yes.
you soon. Thank you so much. Thank you for taking care of our babies. Thank you for seeing them and for hearing them. And I can't wait to connect again. Keep owning your now, sister.
Thank you.
All righty. So everybody, look at this. We've just jamming, right? But we're going to keep moving right along. I'm glad everybody is here. I hope you guys are sharing because we are on fire today. We learned what it looks like to connect with our children and how important it is for us to be transparent and authentic. But let me tell you about somebody who is all about connecting. She is a catalyst and a connector. She is the Tina E. Grimes, positively impacting lives all across the country. I met her many years ago. But the beautiful thing about her is she is too also very transparent, authentic, amazing speaker. She is also a certified international John Maxwell certified speaker, facilitator, and trainer, the highest certification. She lives out her life purpose to exhort, lead, and inspire others to reach true success. And she's going to tell you guys what this looks like when you know to walk in your purpose and live in it. Everybody say hello. Say hello to Tina Grimes.
Good
Hey,
morning.
sister.
Hey, sister. How are you this morning?
Are on fire, man. We just got all of this different, powerful, tell me something good tips. What is in
Absolutely.
your cup? I see you living your life on
Oh,
purpose.
my goodness. Yes. What is in my cup? So every morning, because I talk all day, every day, which, like Stacy mentioned, I've been talking all day, every day, all of my life. So I drink hot water, honey, and lemon,
Yes.
and I put fresh ginger in there. So that is my cup.
You know what? I love that. I love that. I speak all the time as well. And when I tell you that honey and lemon water, hot water, it will save your life when it's time for you to get up there and speak. And so
Absolutely.
you got to take care of your voice. Okay,
Yes.
Success Academy, LLC, all of that, and a bag of chips and a soda on the side. What is on the outside of your cup? What does that say? I see the word.
Oh, yes. I love this cup. One of the person in my life who has spoken into my life, all of my life, gave me this cup. So it means so much. It says, "She who kneels before God can stand before anyone."
All right.
What you say?
What you say?
So there's a woman here on the other side of the cup. So this means so much for me, to me. So when I'm drinking out of my cup and I'm looking at it, like I believe in that wholeheartedly. That she who kneels before God, that humility and understanding who we are and who God has called us to be, like we're able to stand before kings, queens, you name it.
Let me tell you something about that quote. Just with all the things that have gone on in the last couple of months, it made me realize the value of kneeling and getting on your knees and praying to God every single day. It's something that we take for granted, but we can no longer take those things for granted. I know you're also a co-pastor. There's so many. You're a mother. Wait a minute, and your daughter celebrating. Wait, her what?
Her 16th birthday today. Her
Okay,
16th.
everybody, give it a shout
Yes,
out. Happy
incredible.
birthday.
Yes, happy birthday, Maya Grimes. We
Happy
love you,
birthday, Maya.
honey.
She's
A
assistant
true gift.
teacher. Let me
Yes,
tell you about this young lady. She's powerful. When I'm looking at this, Tony says, love the cup and the shirt. Rep the shirt.
thank
Tell us
you.
about the shirts.
Okay, yes. So I would definitely have to be wearing my daughter's product this morning. It's her 16th birthday, but I rep her gear all the time. whenever I'm speaking, coaching, and training, she will make exactly what I need to say on a shirt.
Yeah.
My sister trained her well. So my sister has a business also doing the same things, but we believe in empowering the next generation. And so my daughter just hooks it up. So I have shirts that say purpose and intentionality, but I told her this morning, 15 minutes before I needed
That's
the
what I'm
shirt.
saying. You said, I told her this morning. Do you all hear this? Let's just so you all know, Maya will be on our show the week of our movers and shakers, the 13th through the 17th. We're doing a youth edition. I just couldn't hold it in. I'm sorry. Yo, I couldn't hold it in because
Living
we're
in
going to have a
purpose
youth
on
edition.
purpose.
It's so important for us to speak to our children. I want to jump in and talk about all the things that you do and how important it is. You are a speaker, international speaker. You speak to our youth, you speak to women, corporations, you talk about personality traits, but living in purpose, on purpose, as a catalyst and a connector. Talk to me about how that felt for you starting a business, because people think we started this stuff overnight and they don't realize we've been doing it for a minute.
Oh my God. Like I've been doing it for a lot of minutes, Tracie. And you know, because we have been in the same circles, just giving what God has given us for all of the time that I can remember that I've been doing this. We have been in the same circles doing the same thing. So for me, it's as serious as why I breathe. I call my purpose why I breathe. So right now, like if you inhale, everybody inhale. Now exhale. Now let me pause right there, because the simple fact that you were able to exhale means that you are still living and there's purpose for you. So
Okay.
don't, like that's what we have to remember. If you open your eyes and you were able to inhale, but not just inhale, you exhaled, there is purpose for your life.
Yes,
So
yes. And you know, the thing about it is people often say, I don't have a purpose. And as if like, what does it mean to find your purpose? You got to seek it and be still. And I often say, if you're not living your life on purpose, you're not living, you're just existing. And we all have purpose.
yeah.
Speak to us about the brand, what that looks like, because everybody has a personal brand. I know we talk about it all the time, and you have to be consistent with that. Speak to us about, you say it all the time, don't box me in, don't allow other people to find, your journey. That's, I'm always saying that as well. But that don't box me in is really critical when you're talking
Ooh.
to a community, period.
Yes, honey. Yes. So, even when I started my business, because, we talked about that journey and how it just didn't happen. So I had great training. I've always had great mentors in my life. My mom poured into me, my grandmother, my godmother. I have my aunt, Mary Louise. I have a great village. And in addition to that, my mom put me in Inroads back in the day. So I got,
Remember Inroads? Was
yeah.
Inroads at Washington University?
So when I was in Inroads, we had our summer courses. We took courses at Washington University.
Right.
And I gave up every Saturday of my summer. And throughout the school year, we met on Saturdays, but that was great training ground for me.
It was.
But here's what happened. I was going to intern at Ralston Purina. It was Ralston back then. And every day I was going and I was floating through different departments and learning to be prepared to be in management when I graduated.
Mm-hmm.
But I started realizing really early on that there was still something that was missing. So I'd accomplished the next thing and it was like, what's next? And then the next thing, what's next? So when I graduated from college, I was living and working in Kansas City. And I won't even name the company that I was working for, but I will say that it was the catalyst for me to get on up out of there and to quickly start moving in purpose.
Get out of your box.
Get out of your box.
And look what happened.
Yeah.
I like that you said that we have to get comfortable. I like, we got to get comfortable being uncomfortable and being even on a WashU's campus as a teenager, taking those classes. I did the Upward Bound program, which was for first-time college students, never had exposure to being on a campus. I was at SLU, but being able to then do internships and work in companies that you don't always see yourself. You have to also realize when it's time for you to move, like you said, get out the box.
Yeah, and when that happens, right? People
feel it
when they're doing so I always give a disclaimer because I know who God called me to be. God called me to be my personal brand. I'm a catalyst and a connector. So if you're listening to me this morning, I always give this disclaimer. don't go and call your boss right now and quit. Okay.
That's right.
Because I will inspire you in a way where you're ready to make some moves, because I am a catalyst. So
Yes.
it is my role to help you get from here to there. And I am a connector, so I can connect you, but you have to prepare. And preparation is key. But it's just like when I was pregnant, and it's really interesting, this being Maya's birthday, and she was the first child I gave birth to. I did have a miscarriage 365 days, exactly a year to the day she was born. So there's so much significance.
It's a blessing. You know, everything is on purpose. Everything is on purpose.
There's so much significance in me talking about this even today. So it's just like when a woman is pregnant, like, honey, you know when it's time for that baby to come. Like, you know when it's time. So
you feel it. You feel the push.
You feel the push. So that's what happened for me. And at 23, Tracie, I said, I will not get up one more morning and not do something where I'm walking and operating in the purpose that God has given me.
Preach.
And honey, for the last...
Okay. See, I told you guys this was going to be good. You guys better share. You better share. Let me tell you something about this. It is something about when you say that I will not get up again and not walk in my purpose. And everybody else, she said, don't just go quit your job. You got to prepare for it. I remember I always say this. I heard God say, when I tell you to walk, run like the wind, for you're guaranteed to fly. But I didn't hear that in the beginning when I was ready to go. I was like, God, I'm ready to leave this place. Be still. You got to listen. You got to listen. And you can't do that if you're always moving. I want to talk to you about, not only are you a speaker, but you're also an author. You talked about your grandmother. Can you tap into that? Because it's something about the grandmother, and tell us about the book.
Look, I didn't even realize you were going to ask me that, but it's always right here. It's always right here, because this is my girl, my inspiration. Oh, Lord, it touched my heart when you said that. If I turn my camera around, you'll see on my desk, you know, I'm surrounded with pictures of the people who poured into me. But Elmer Basil Thomas, oh, my Lord, she taught us she was teaching me about operating in purpose and understanding my gift even before I knew what it was, Tracie.
Okay. We don't even know. You don't even know.
Even before I knew. So in my book, my first vignette is called My Lady from New York. Now, what that meant for me was, let me set the stage for you real quick. So my parents are from a small town in Louisiana. My dad is from White Castle, Louisiana. My mom is from Bayou Gula, Louisiana. So I'm saying that because I know some of my relatives are listening in, and is the best place in the world.
Legacy.
Honey, let me tell you, my parents graduated from White Castle High School, okay? But in this town, both of these towns are about 2 streets and a river road long.
Wow.
One is 2.5 streets and a river road long. But my grandmother had been written about in Southern Living magazine, in German publications. Wow. People have been writing about my grandmother, who did not even have a chance to complete high school, had to be self-taught, Tracie, self-taught. And she was even in Southern Living's 25th anniversary edition. They've written about her multiple times, and they called her the voice.
This is good.
So I don't speak, coach, and train by accident. See, that's what we have to understand.
Good. Yes, we do.
That's what we have to understand.
That's, so my grandmother, living in purpose. That's legacy.
It's legacy. So listen, girl, she called me. Her name for me was and I have to say it like she said it, My Lady from New York.
My lady.
Now understand, I didn't even know, I hadn't been to New York yet as a little kid at 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. But the way she said it and the way she walked and how she carried herself, she told me that back then, ladies from New York just had this certain persona.
Yes.
So I started to walk like a lady from New York. And I started to do because she just purpose, honey. So I was able to write this book, and I use this in my coaching and training, even for Fortune 500 companies, because what my grandmother told me, which was rooted in the Word of God, are the principles that I take to organizations, even to train. So my book is still available, and through my website, which is TinaGrimes.com.
TinaGrimes.com. You guys,
I'm sorry, that is not right, honey. It's TinaWillSpeak.com.
Tina Will TinaWillSpeak.com. It's TinaWillSpeak.com. And she does every single day of her life. I love it that we were able to talk about your grandmother and how important that is. You know, we don't understand what this all looks like, but you know, Stacy talked about being with us when we started this on your now cup of therapy time. It started because my grandmother and my mother, we used to sit and have cups of coffee in the mornings. And my mom used to tell me I couldn't drink coffee until I was grown. But when I went to my grandmother's house, she would allow me to drink coffee, right? And we would sit and drink coffee before we watched, you know, Until the World Turns, as the world turns, right, and all of that. But the other piece to that is every morning we would connect and talk to each other while drinking coffee. And I don't think a lot of people know this, but just tapping into your grandmother, it's something about your legacy. She would hold that door open for me when I came home from school, and she would be there when I got those trophies and everything. But my grandmother literally had her door open, and her friends would come in every morning before she passed to have a cup of coffee with her. And then they would leave and come back and watch the stories with her. When my grandmother passed, she was literally sitting on the couch, having a cup of coffee with her friends. Her friends left. And when they came back, she had transitioned. Wow. She had her last cup, but she was living her life on purpose. And she poured those things into me. Yeah. And we don't even know it. Yeah. We don't even know it. So I just love that. I know when you got to New York, baby, you was strutting.
Hey, girl, you should have seen the pictures when I got to New York. And so my grandmother she had an opportunity to live so many experiences with me. She would, even every day when I would talk to her, she would ask me, well, where are we going today? You know, and so on my way places, I would take her. So this book, I had a chance to do it before she passed away. And then we traveled for 5 years. Our first customer bought 500 books. Wow. The first customer, because people loved her and they knew her. But I just said, I wasn't going to allow everybody else to write about her. And I'm not right about her. You know,
tell me, yes.
So I have video of her in my phone the day that I handed her the book. I mean, it just, I watch it every now and then because it gives me life, you know, because she has passed the baton, you know, so it just fires me up. So every day when I go out to do what I do, I'm going out to do what I do, and I'm doing it along with Elmer Bazile Thomas and Oprah Davis Cole and Ida Blue. So it's so important. I sat on Tuesday night with my family and went through down to 8 generations.
That's a gift.
Yeah.
Knowing your history. I'm looking at this. I can't even, I want to reach for it here on my daughter. She's an artist and she drew this right here. And I look at this every day.
That's beautiful.
Your story is your legacy. Your story is your legacy. I know we need to wrap up. I want to have your affirmation word of the day, but you have something coming up. I told you guys this was Tell Me Something Good, and it really is good. Tell me about Bridging the Gap. What's coming up?
Yeah, so I'm telling you about Bridging the Gap. And can I preface it by saying, master classes are available right now where I bring brilliant minds together around the table. It's iron sharpening iron. It's what we're doing right now. Like, come to the table to the master class. It's an experience that's crazy. I love it. The reason why I prefaced it by talking about the master class is because for my master class participants, initially, it was only closed to my masterclass participants, the Bridge the Gap conference, because there are folks that are in the masterclass all over the world. But we decided, my dream team, which is a wonderful group of young ladies who I've been mentoring. One I've been mentoring for 10 years. I talked to them last night about opening some seats up in the masterclass for anyone who wants to participate. Yeah, because we have enough people just within my masterclass community worldwide. But we don't want to be selfish, right?
I like that you said, because we have enough worldwide. How can they? I'm looking at all these comments. Everybody's talking about connecting with their grandparents. It's time for us to connect. She said, have a seat at the table. We want to have a seat at the table. Tell them, how do we connect for Bridging the Gap?
So Bridging the Gap will be September 11th. It'll be the evening of September 11th as a kickoff. So I'm going to be helping you sharpen your brand, get your 90-second commercial, like all those things together. And it's networking like crazy. because right within my circle of masterclass folks, we have everything we need. So I give them opportunity to network with each other. We're going to allow some other folks in at the table though. And then all day on Saturday, September 12th. So this is an opportunity because registration will kick off within the next week. But because we're opening a limited number of spots, about 25 to 35 slots for other people.
Yes.
I need to hear from you immediately.
So will this be on your website also?
It will be on the website. So, but I need everybody to reach out to me and say, I'm in, I want to be a part of it so that I can have their seat available at the table for the masterclass.
Right.
So they can go to.
And if people want to check it out, we'll put the link down below so that you guys will have access to it and you guys will be able to share it. Everybody start sharing your affirmation words because this has really been a phenomenal day. When you talk about tell me something good, you have like really just poured into my spirit. A lot of times we think we need a lot of knowledge here, which we got the knowledge, but we have connected on a mental, physical, spiritual level between myself, you, and and Stacy. And wait a minute, we found out something else about you and Stacy today.
Yeah, so that's what I love because like God has a way of bringing everybody full circle. So I didn't recognize Stacy when I saw the flyer, the information, but as soon as she popped on the screen this morning, I said, Cardinal Ritter College Prep High School. And I told her, I said, you had long straight hair, and she was 2 years ahead of me, class of 86. Like, I just remembered it. No, I'm sorry. Okay. Well, girl is beautiful as you're looking.
I love it. I love it. I love that this is the thing, like St. Louis is a big, small town, but people like, I never forget a face. And the moment you guys saw each other, you're like, I know you. And that's what this is all about. So I just want to say thank you both for connecting. Thank you both for affirming what today looks like. Tina, give me your word again. What is your word?
Yeah, so before I give my word, Tracy, I just want to shout you out and say, keep doing what you're doing, sister. Like I am so incredibly proud of you. Mm-hmm. I stand behind you. I support you. And I'm tearing up while I'm saying this. And the reason I'm tearing up is because people don't understand this. Like the world needs us. The world needs all of us.
All of us.
And there's room for all of us in what we do. So I had to say that, like, keep going, sister. And my word for the day just has to be purpose.
Yes.
It has to be purpose.
Thank you. I thank you. I thank you both.
Tina.
Yes.
You, Stacy.
Yes. We can all sip to this because literally this has been an amazing day. So I thank you both for owning your now. Just keep sipping. I'm looking at how much you guys have poured into our cups this morning. And it has really been a Tell Me Something Good Thursday. So I thank you both. Keep sipping. And I look forward to seeing you guys both soon. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh. Has today been amazing? Are your cups full or what? When I tell you that I am so hyped, I'm ready to sit at the table with Tina. I can't wait to walk because I'm going to go find Stacy and we can do some walking and talking about what it looks like for us to continue to pour into the cups of our babies. I hope you guys have been inspired. I hope you have been uplifted and empowered on today because it is not about me. It's all about you. And as I look at the words coming through, I just want to say this. Yes, it is time for us to affirm who we are, what is our purpose and why we are here, and understand that ambition is bigger than who you are and where you've been. It's about where you're going. So be inspired. This is an inspirational show because we're here to inspire you and uplift you. But understand that selflessness starts within. Be respectful of one another as you continue to be empowering and making sure that you look at the people around you and understand that you are building a legacy. And when you build a legacy, you see your wealth, mental, physical, spiritual, financial wealth. And there is power in knowing who you are and having the support of one another. So I thank you guys. Continue to be encouraged. I want to thank everybody who came onto the show today. Thank everybody who is connected with us through our chat. And remember to continue to sip if you need to shelter in place. And if you need to go out, be safe. But remember to own your now on the Own Your Now show. See you guys soon. Keep sipping. Bye. Peace.